This is a conversation that's been ongoing in my electorate now since the Black Saturday bushfires more than 10 years ago. And what it's about is recognising that for those one-off events, so like a motor vehicle accident or a structural fire in a town, the CFA volunteers are very well trained and prepared and able to take time off work very quickly to respond to those. But once you move into these campaign fires, these fires that go days, weeks and months, we've got volunteers now taking a long time away from their workplace, whether they're small business people, whether they're farmers or whether they're employed in the towns, expecting them to take away all those weeks and months to be on the fire grounds side by side with state government employees who are being paid. I think in the longer term we need to have this conversation. Now, it's about the sustainability of the volunteer model. How do you keep the best of the volunteer model, the ethos, the culture of the volunteers, but also recognising that we need to get younger people engaged in supporting our firefighting efforts in our regional areas. That's what I proposed in my comments on Facebook was, could you use that fire services levy? Would you use it only for campaign fires? And recognising you still want to maintain that volunteer culture. I mean, look at our surf life-saving clubs. You have paid lifeguards Monday to Friday on the beach, but on the weekends you have volunteers. It's a bit hard to see how the clubs can maintain Monday to Friday all through summer. So the question is, can the CFA really be sustainable in Victorian sense, or the RFS in New South Wales? Can it be sustainable in the longer term when it's actually required under these changed climatic conditions to be out there in the field for days, weeks and months? That's a long time away from your family, and there's no clash here between me and the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister came out just this week and said the Australian Public Service would receive additional leave. Well, the Prime Minister has said that having leave for APS employees extended to 20 days is viable. I'm talking about not paying volunteers for every time they turn out. We're talking about when they get associated with long-term campaign events. I mean, state government employees are out there side by side holding hoses with our CFA volunteers. One's getting paid, one's not. The question is that sustainable for the CFA in the longer term? I doubt it, and that's why I started the conversation in my electorate, and the feedback has been quite positive. Notwithstanding, there's been plenty of free advice as well saying, you're mad, mate, you're on the wrong track, but we cop that as politicians from time to time.